next. Hip-hop has an age problem.
Whether it's old heads hating on the new generation of rappers.
You nice.
Yeah, I'm good.
Y'all get to like 27, 28, and y'all niggas get to struggling, and y'all be trying to come back to find that sound.
I ain't gonna struggle, bro.
All right, we're gonna see.
Or legends like Nas and Eminem not willing to hang up the mic as 50-year-olds. Hip-hop fans are genuinely concerned about what will happen when the current kings of the genre decide to ride off into the sunset. And how will rap survive when the stars that should have been—
I think you do get too old for rap. But how old is too old for rap? I don't know. Like, how old? I mean, Eminem, I would say Eminem's era is too old. Like, Ice Cube, Eminem, anybody from, like, NWA. Like, those guys are in, like, their 50s. Or their late 40s. I would say, like, late 30s is where you're like, okay, you can't... Because I think a lot of rap, it's not even relatability, but it's like rapping about life. And a lot of like the struggle in your life is between the age of like 15 and 40. So when you're like a 50-year-old man, you're going through a midlife crisis, but you're not going to rap about like, I'm like low-key thinking about death and like how I might not exist one day, and that kind of freaks me the fuck out. I'm starting to get a fucking stomach, and I think I'm a little too fat, and that's, like, kind of bothering me a little bit. And, like, I've been kind of watching what I'm eating because the doctor says my cholesterol's too high. Like, you can't be rapping about that, you know? But when you're, like, 30, you could rap about, like, struggle, right, and, like, making money and shit. So, I don't know. I just think it's when you lose your not even relatability, because I'm listening to, and you listen to a lot of rap, and it's about, like, killing people. And shit. Like, I'm not relating to that. But when they're, like, rapping about, you know, money and, like, you know, on the grind or people hating you and dealing with shit, like, that's more, I don't know, listenable than a 50-year-old.
Waiting in their wings are far less respected than the rappers who—
I'm, like, 9.5 years away from grabbing my pension. I'm, like, this close to receiving the money that I got from working in the union for 15 years. I'm, like, about this close to getting that paycheck for the rest of my life. And I need to get that shit soon. So I'm just trying to watch my health so I can stack up some more bread and then kind of maybe get a house in a 50-plus community in, like, Daytona, Florida.
Came before them. It's your boy Luesta, and today we're investigating hip-hop's age problem. As a genre that thrives on aggression, ambition, and the desire to be the best, veterans have always acknowledged that there—
Yeah, you're not on the come-up. Right? You had your time. I think that's what it is, too. Like, when you're a young rapper and you're, like, between, like, 18 and 30, you're, like, you know, you're rising, right? You're becoming you. But then you're Eminem. It's like, bro, like, chill out. Sit in your Malibu house. Like, I love Eminem. He's one of the best rappers ever. But, like, I don't think he should still be rapping.
There would come a time where they would have to make way for the stars of tomorrow.
I think that rap in particular is a young man's sport, that I'll move out of that white hot space. But rap is about the gift of discovery. To be the cool person in school, you have to know the newest music, the newest dance move, have the newest clothing on. So rap is based on that. What's new?
With the fame that they cemented for themselves, today's—
Dude, yeah, it's like when you're no longer with it. Like Kanye, I feel like Kanye's getting there. How old is Kanye? I'd say, yeah, he's 46, bro. I feel like in three years, he probably is going to be done music forever. I think he'll still, like, produce and help other people. But I'm saying you, as the star in Spotlight, ends at a certain age.
These rap legends aren't going to suddenly disappear off the face of the earth. In a perfect world, those who aim to remain relevant would gracefully take a step back and allow the new generation their moment in the spotlight. This is something that legends such as Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, LL Cool J, and other heavyweights did for up-and-coming rappers in the past. However, this certainly wasn't enough for the last generation of hip-hop. Instead, we have people like Lil Uzi Vert saying, "Shout out to all the young rappers. Remember, the old must die," back in February of 2018. Now, it shouldn't be surprising this was the energy they were giving off at the time, being that veterans like Joe Budden were openly criticizing and disrespecting new rappers like Lil Yachty in interviews for not showing enough respect for the genre's roots.
I feel like the new generation is the outcast, but I feel like I'm the top outcast.
Let me tell you something, right? Now that's interesting. That's bullshit.
Even legends like Eminem were name dropping.
I don't think it's bullshit. I think there's a lot of rappers. I respect when people mention that Yeet's trying something else that other rappers don't. I just think what he's trying is shit. A lot of people shit on other rappers that try new music and it hits and they get popular for it because it's way different than what rap used to be 20, 30 years ago. Yeah, Lil Yachty did that, and like a lot of people don't like Lil Yachty, but like, I mean, like Yeet, like he's trying something new, and a lot of people are like, this is going to be the new genre. I don't think it will be. I think it's going to stop with him, in all honesty. I get what they're saying where it's like you're not respecting the old flow or the old style, but I mean, that's just kind of the individualism of rap. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
And calling out tons of new rappers in his songs for being cheap imitations of the greats that came before them.
Finger bang, chicken wank, DJK, you can say
yeah, like Machine Gun Kelly, Lil Pump, 6ix9ine. No, when we are 40, we are not going to be listening to them. Like, name a rap song you're going to be listening to or a rapper you're going to be listening to when you're, like, a dad. Being real, like I'd be listening to, like that or type shit. I'd be playing this when I'm, like, 40.
Punk, Lil Xan, imitate Lil Wayne. I should aim at everybody in the game, pick a name.
And as the so-called mumble rap era began to pop off, guys like Vince Staples went as far as to express their disgust for rapping past the age of 40. Saying that he felt as if his lyrics simply wouldn't resonate with his audience once he's past that age. Perhaps it's not what older MCs want to hear, but the history of hip-hop continues.
And do you think you phase out of rap as you age? I don't know. I feel, just because I know that a lot of, I mean, I'm also like, you know, just doing this from personal speculation, but I don't think that 30 years down the line, I'm going to be listening to rap as much as I was or am now. Like, I don't know what else other categories I would go to, but I think you really change vibes as you get older.
Used to reveal that it has a vendetta against rappers past a certain age. For instance, back when Soulja Boy and Ice-T were beefing back in the day, what was the first thing he did? Well, take a look for yourself.
This nigga Ice-T old as fuck, man. This nigga old enough to be my great-grandfather.
In today's game, things couldn't be more different. Not only are many of the icons from the 90s still relevant, but the current three leading rappers, Drake, Kendrick, and Cole, are all on the wrong side of 30. This is a complete 180 from the rest of rap hip.
But these are the best, the rappers
of the icons
here. These are
from the 90s.
Yeah, icons from the 90s. These guys are remembered because they're the fucking best, man. Like, pull top 9 rappers right now, yeah, they'll be remembered. Everybody else is just gonna be fucking forgotten.
From the rest of rap history, as for so long, no one wanted to hear grown people rapping. Seeing multi-millionaire family men continue to lead the charge goes against everything that we're used to. And strangely, nobody is willing to acknowledge this other than someone like Andre 3000, who stands out as somewhat of an anomaly.
Like, even now, like, people think, oh man, he's just sitting on raps, or like he's just holding these raps hostage. Like, I ain't got no raps like that. Like, it actually feels, sometimes it feels inauthentic for me to rap because I don't have anything to talk about in that way. Like, I'm 48 years old, and not to say that age is a thing that dictates what you rap about, but in a way it does.
Despite a massive outcry from his fans begging for new music, Andre 3000 has been largely absent from the rap game for years now. People lose their minds and hope that just maybe his debut solo album would be on the horizon. But at every turn, he's expressed his issues with rapping as a middle-aged man and finding the inspiration required to do it.
I'm trying to figure out where do I sit?
Bro, but I fuck with 90s rap so much more than now, especially the music videos, dude. Like, they're showing these clips and shit, and bro, I wasn't even alive then. But like, I look at those rappers, I'm like, dude, that is just, it's so chill, man. Like, looking at like Ice Cube and them fucking rap. Like, I wouldn't say they're better than now. Like, I think a lot of the lyrics and songs now are better.
I don't even know what I am. And maybe
it's the same thing though with most careers that have an entertainment value. It's the same thing with Twitch. When I'm 40, I'm not gonna be fucking streaming. I'd be old. Like, I know a lot of y'all jokingly call me Unk because I'm fucking 22, but you phase out of being a streamer, right? Like, if I'm being real, I don't think I'm gonna be streaming in 5-6 years, right? Like, you lose that relatability.
Maybe I'm nothing. Maybe I'm not supposed to be anything. Maybe, you know, my history is kind of handicapping in a way.
Yeah.
And so I'm just trying to find out what makes me feel the best right now.
Yes.
And what makes me feel the best is when I just do these random kind of instrumental kind of things. You know, they make me feel the most rebellious.
This may explain his choice to make a dedicated Flu album rather than something rap-oriented. But Andre has also explained that he's concerned with following the footsteps of many MCs from previous generations who constantly fail with new projects.
Even just the origin of the word hip-hop. First you have to be hip, and the older you get further away from the hipness. I mean, you can know what's going on, but you know, there's always new slang, there's always new rhythms, new patterns, all that kind of stuff. And once you start trying to imitate that thing, I mean, people see it, man, you know, and it becomes embarrassing at a point. And this is just my personal opinion. Like, I, you know, just feel like I, you know, wouldn't have much to offer, you know, to the game after a certain point.
For a long time, most rappers would have agreed with Andre, but yet something strange happened. Not only were rappers unprepared to let go of the fame and fortune, but fans weren't ready to let them hang it up either. Most of all, the lack of replacements was unsettling for both sides. As a result, a major disruption in hip-hop's normal functions had been formed, which presents a huge problem only a few short years away. As recently as the mid-2010s, retirement was still considered the inevitable end to a hip-hop career.
People are like, oh, there's nobody that's gonna fill that gap. Dude, yes, everything is replaceable to a degree. Even say all the guys that are in their 30s quit right now, right? They quit rapping right now. Within 2 years, somebody would come up and fill that gap. Even you? Yes, me. The fuck? Everybody, dude, there's a million Twitch streamers on fucking Twitch. At the end of the day, like, I think I have an entertainment value a lot of other streamers don't, in the sense of what type of content I make, and I'm very niche. But at the end of the day, somebody would not be able to exactly fill that gap, but they could very well find a similar niche to me. I'm a unique personality, but at the end of the day, you know how many people think how I think and act how I act, right? Like, maybe not to a T, but you could be 90% there, right? Especially with rap. You could fill that gap and have a similar struggle to another rapper, and you're just 15 years younger, and you fill it. Joe called himself unique, but his name's Joe. I don't think I'm unique, and I don't think my name, you know, I don't want to say that makes you an NPC to have that comment, but your name is one of the least fucking likely things to define you. Yes, your name shapes a personality because of the social constitutions of that name against you, right? Like, if you name your kid Mark, he's more likely to act like other Marks because people will kind of have a predetermined mindset of how Marks should act. And so that's why a lot of Joes act similarly, because Joes are, you know, kind of ingrained to act a certain way. But your name doesn't define you at all. My name's Joe Bartolozzi. That has nothing to do with who the fuck I am. That's just a dumbass name I was given at birth, right? I'm just a fucking human sleeve with a consciousness inside that takes the name Joe, so when you need my attention, you say it, and I fucking turn. It's just a label to determine somebody who they are, right, in a society, right? I know it's like an oh, no shit moment, but, like, still.
After starting his artistry as a teenager, Lil Wayne publicly declared that he'd be hanging up the mic long before he hit 40.
I always said I ain't want to do this no more after 35. I ain't want to do it no more after 35. So.
And even though his fans on his subreddit claim that they think it's time for him to call it quits, stating that his low energy and health complications are signs that he would be better off just sticking to features, Wayne has proved everything he could and then some. A whole 13 years after he stated his retirement plan, the 41-year-old Weezy is still going strong in the game, and even critiqued Andre 3K's view on older rappers as very depressing.
But I feel like that's why you gotta stay in it though too. I feel like you can't be too far removed.
I also thought that may be a downfall by staying in it, because you may, at our age, you may hear what's going on and feel like I'm so out of that I ain't about to drop nothing. I'm not about to. So that's why I say I don't listen. Just go in my little hole.
It's true to you though.
Yeah,
and it's just,
I love what I do. Yeah. Put it out and swing for the fences, man.
To Wayne, he's at a place in his career where he can simply rap for fun, whilst also...
I think it's good to continue doing it if you enjoy doing it. But I think a lot of rappers and just people in general in the entertainment industry don't want to do it anymore. You can do it for the money and the entertainment, right? The second that I start doing social media and I only want to do it for money, I would just quit. I like doing this job, right? At the end of the day, is money a motivator? Yeah, but that's the same to be said about any job ever. But the second you stop enjoying it, right, and you're a rapper and you're fucking 32 and you fucking hate it, and you just keep doing it because you make fucking $10 million a year doing performances, you can notice that's when they start, you know, losing themselves, and you just don't want to watch them anymore.
Knowing that there will always be a fan base ready to listen whenever he drops. But it's fair to say that despite his legendary status, Tunechi hasn't been at the top of the game since, at best, the Carter 5 back in 2018. He's more known for his iconic features rather than his own body of work these days. The problem with legends like Wayne sticking around is that it's taught the big three of modern hip-hop that they don't need to make an exit anytime soon. For instance, back in 2016, Drake put the same deadline on his rap career as his Young Money mentor did, which he expressed in songs like Western Road Flows.
I'm assuming everybody's 35 and under. That's when I'm planning to retire, man. It's already funded.
Before that, he told Complex that rapping is about being young, doing your thing, and being fly. Before then, alluding to a time when singing, rather than spitting, would be his focus down the road.
It's a direction that I can't wait to go. I mean, I'm really looking forward at some point, not right now, because I feel like I obviously have a couple more rap albums to make, but I'm looking forward to giving you that moment, you know, my version of whatever, you know, like I remember hearing 808s. I'm looking forward to giving you my version of like a full singing record one day.
Drake is now 37 years old, and similar to Wayne, he too went back on his word.
I know you said on Western Road Flow that you're gonna retire at 35, but is that your reality, retiring at 35?
No, not anymore.
Okay.
I think when I was like 20 something, it sounded better. I just turned 33. I do have trouble thinking of myself rapping like past 40.
Even with one eye on retirement, he can't help but churn out more creativity as if his work isn't finished.
I feel like I'm kind of introducing the concept in my mind of a graceful exit. Like, it's a really addictive, competitive space. I guess like what's left for me is just to find a way to gracefully like continue making projects that are extremely like interesting and hopefully cherished by people, and then to find the right time to say like, I can't wait to see what the next gen.
Well, you're also pressured into keeping going, you know, just in rap or entertainment at all. Like, when do you quit? Like, when I'm done social media, am I just gonna stop posting and drop off the face of the earth one day, or like slowly phase out? Right, it's the same thing with like when Corey Kenshin quit and then came back. It was just like, all right, I'm done, and then he left. But yeah, he ended up coming back. But say he didn't, that was just like a hard stop.
Generation does.
Well, like Matt Pat kind of slowly phased out and informed everybody beforehand.
I'll still be around to like, you know, work with people or do a show here or there, but I'm not going to like force myself to compete. I would love to just see what the next generation does whenever that time is.
While Drizzy is in the process of engineering the perfect exit, fans go back and forth in a ruthless debate over the effect of his retirement. While some point to his age as a reason to call it
PewDiePie
quits,
fell off years ago, yeah, but he still makes bags, bro. You can fall, when you're his size, you could fall off and he could average 10% of what he did in his peak and still make fucking $3 million a year.
many struggle to accept his departure with the glaring absence of an
He's like the second most subscribed YouTube channel.
artist to fill those shoes.
Drake can't retire just for music's sake, and this is gonna make me sound like an old hater, but this is the first time in rap history, in my opinion, that there hasn't been a solidified new generation of superstar. Like every single generation we've had, the biggest person could retire because we knew we had this next generation that was solidified. Now, I thought Lil Baby was that, and I'm not saying he's not, but it's shown that it may not be that case off his last album. This is the first time we won't have a new superstar solidified.
It could be argued that artists like Drake are holding.
Damn, who do you think's gonna be the next biggest rapper out of the ones that currently exist? No idea. I'm a Key Glock dick rider though, so I would say Key Glock because I fuck with his shit. Lil Mabu, I keep saying, bro, stop. You know Miles, Lil Tecca, Central C. Central C, I don't think will be on top, at least in the U.S. But it's like, I don't know, dude. I don't think it's the next big thing.
Up the process. For example, when Jack Harlow was tipped to be the next Drizzy, he got him featured on his song Churchill Downs, only for the word to say that he got absolutely washed on his own track. Besides that, what incentive does Drake have to quit? Alongside the fact that he's still selling out stadiums, people are constantly seeking new music from him. In layman's terms, the Six God has no incentive to back out, and he's not the only one finding himself in this predicament. Following the offseason, J. Cole, who makes up 1/3 of rap's big three, mapped out exactly what's coming next, with all roads leading to his album The Fall Off, which he hinted at dropping way back in 2018. Much like 3K, Cole's original plans for The Fall Off to be his final album came from self-preservation after he started feeling comfortable.
I had lost some of that bite, and I was trying to get that shit back. I'm like, yo, go write a fire verse, like with bars and boom, boom, and them shits was falling flat. And I was like, oh, you lost a step in this regard. Are you comfortable? And it was like, yo, and I had a real talk with myself. I was like, yo, bro, you accomplished a lot. That album was, you know what I mean? That shit went crazy. The tour went crazy. It's like, yo, you made it to where you wanted to make it to. Do you even want to keep going? Or do you want to just like chill, go start a family, and like just chill? Like, are you cool? Do you want to retire right now?
Despite laying out his exit from hip-hop, Cole has been rhyming at the top of his game. It's almost absurd that he was named as Complex's best living rapper in 2023, despite the fact that he didn't even release a project that year. Regardless of where you stand on this accolade, the bottom line is that this should be impossible for a 39-year-old to pull off. With the world telling him that he's the best in the business, it's unsurprising that he's now walking back those retirement plans, which became evident on a recent snippet where he rhymed,
yeah, said I was finished, but I want another 2 summers. Hall of Famer hungrier than all the newcomers.
And the case is no different for the legendary Kendrick Lamar. While it seemed like he had moved out of the realm of picking...
Bro, when he was releasing a diss track in like a day, how do they make that shit that quick? That's what I don't get. Like, the capability to just to release a diss, Drake comes back, and then like it's pre-recorded. Yeah, but they were like ready. Even if it's pre-recorded, bro, I feel like how long do you think that took him to make? Even if it was pre-made, chat. Yeah, it was pre-made. Okay, a week? Like, there's no way he fucking made that shit for like 6 months. He was ready to release it, yeah, but it probably didn't take him that long.
Bites, taking a more artistic approach with his album Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, K-Dot's recent shots at Cole and Drake are one of the biggest stories in hip-hop right now. With many viewing it as a testament to how fixated the game is on these long-standing idols, in a manner that greatly contrasts with our investment into new rappers. Kendrick is here to keep hip-hop alive.
Who is this? I don't even know what half of the rappers look like, bro. I just listen to their shit. That's Lil Tecca? Yeah, I know that.
Hope he stays. We need more. Sure, we're all invested into the drama that came...
I don't think Ice Spice is the new up-and-comer, if I'm being real.
...from Kendrick's verse on the song Like That. But for Kendrick to be the one to keep hip-hop alive, we should be well past the point where that's his responsibility. But at the moment, hip-hop's leading artists and their supporters are collectively unable to pave the way for a changing of the guard. Or, at the very least, just don't see where it's supposed to come from.
But it just seems like there's a lot of legends that are still around, looking at the Drakes, the Kendricks, the Coles, the Kanye Wests, the Tyler, the Creators, the Nas's, all these people. I'm not personally ready.
I think Tyler, the Creator, will be remembered. I think people will be listening to Tyler in 20 years. Because he has his own section. He's, like, unique.
As someone who's investing into the genre, for them to take a bow and pass the torch on to the next...
And he's just a personality. I think he'll be like Snoop Dogg. You know how, like, Snoop Dogg doesn't really make music anymore, but he's just, like, a social media personality, and he, like, hosts boxing matches and shit? I feel like I could see Tyler, Creator, just having, like, a show or something, like, 20 years from now, where he's, yeah, like Shaq.
Set of industry leaders, because I feel like...
Where they're just a dude. You know, they're like an entertainer.
The rap game would be on life support, bro. If you would remove all the names I just mentioned, and of course a couple of others that I didn't mention, but if you remove those legends and those established acts, what are we really left with in terms of the mainstream?
The problem is that you need people to come in and occupy that space at the top of the industry to eliminate the reliance we've built on these legends. After all, Nas scooped up his first Grammy in 2021 and still raps at an elite level as he slowly teeters past the age of 50. Similarly, Eminem said that he wouldn't be releasing any music after the age of 50 way back in the year 2010. However, he's still going really strong today, which he claims is due to the love of the art and not knowing what else he should be doing after rapping.
I'm still trying to figure shit out. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as I've been in the game, I'm always trying to figure out new flow patterns and...
Bro, go see the world. The fuck? Oh my god, Eminem, you're 50, dog. You got fucking $2 billion. I'm going to every country for... I'm literally just going to go to a different country every week for like fucking however many years that takes.
You know what I'm saying? Like new cadences and shit. We're still trying to always get it right. You know?
$2 billion? I don't know, but he's definitely one of the richest rappers. Eminem net worth. Yeah, 250 mil. I feel like it's probably more. But you can't, like, if you look up somebody's net worth, bro, it's just motherfuckers guessing. Like, you literally can't determine if that's real or not.
Even Andre 3000 is caught up in this idea. Despite his recent comments that I discussed earlier in this video, he said that he would love the ultimate challenge of making a rap album at 48. Again, we find ourselves asking the question, where do we go from here? This issue has ironically surfaced at the time of hip-hop's middle-age milestone of 50 years. This feat exceeded expectations on its own, as rap's lifespan was supposed to be cut short a long time ago.
Because hip-hop was something that wasn't supposed to be here for this long. I'm sure you know, Big.
Yes, sir.
And the more we do that, the more they'll try to tear it down.
Now a serious multi-million-dollar business, rather than a trend meant to fade out of the mainstream, the infancy of hip-hop has always suggested that it's a field of creativity and development. But with Cole, Kendrick, and Drake still on top, that process has slowed to a halt without
I really think if Juice WRLD was alive, he would probably be as big as... I think he would be bigger than X. I think he'd be as big as, like, Drake, like, low-key. And you could say I'm wrong, but he was fucking huge. No, for real. I don't know. I don't think a lot of people say X would be that. I think X would still be big. I don't think he would be like top 5 though. X was gonna be huge. No, for sure. And he had a different genre. Maybe. I think they both would be fucking big, like really big. How big though? Like would they? How do you think they would be as big as like Drake is? They just wouldn't have had as much time, so I don't think yet, but I think those two would be ones that would be, like, transitioning for later years.
Motivations to keep the fire burning bright. And what makes it worse is that when there's a potentially game-changing artist that enters the scene, like Juice WRLD, XXXTentacion, or Pop Smoke, they sadly...
But X, too, was, like, X would make, like, sad shit, bro. Like, it wasn't just, like, bass rap. Pop Smoke just had a good voice. Pop Smoke was an entertaining guy to listen to.
Pass away for unforeseen circumstances. For fans, it really does feel like the next big names were sadly taken away before they could reach their potential and contributed to this vacuum we're in right now. On top of the tragic loss of these high potential candidates, the game is experiencing a drought of star-making periods like the trap or mumble rap booms. Instead, new artists are building fan bases at a gradual rate and trying to make themselves heard amongst the loads of competition.
This is a good-ass creator, bro. Lou, how do you say his name? Luista? I'm a sub. Anyways, we got one more video, and then we're going to hit up some gaming. I have to pee again. I've been chugging water. Count me down 30 seconds.